The problem isn't always work. Do you ever notice how much harder life feels when your home life is chaotic? As a physician coach, I talk a lot about what I do at work to make my days more joyful and fulfilling. But honestly, my happiness is not just shaped by the hospital or clinic, it's also shaped by what's happening at home. Hi there, I'm Dr. Santina Ortino Wheat. I'm a family physician educator and a career and life coach who's dedicated to helping you conquer your chaos and get to calm. And right now, with my kids back in school, I have been reminded just how much our home rhythms affect my energy, my patience, and my ability to show up fully both at work and at home. So let's talk about that. Let's start by talking about why summer feels harder than it looks. Now, if you ask my children, summer is so much fun, but absolutely too short. If you ask my husband and me, well, we probably say something a little bit different. It is wonderful, but it is also exhausting. And here is why. Summer has less structure to it. Our girls' schedules start later, they are home more often, and they naturally want more of our attention when they get bored. The challenge is, while they want more of us, we can't always be present in the way that they want because our jobs keep on going. And it's not that we are actually less available than during the school year. It's just more obvious to them in that moment. Without the rhythm of school and their activities, they notice those gaps more. They don't have the homework or other things pulling them away. During the school year, it is a bit of out of sight, out of mind. They're busy, we're busy, and our time together has a predictable flow and it's quality time. But in the summer, that unpredictability makes all of us a little bit more frustrated. So when I think about this, I have to think about what helps at home. And I want to start by talking about the power of boundaries at home. I spend a lot of time talking about boundaries in the workplace, but they are just as important when you're at home. For example, I try really hard to be honest with my girls when I have had a hard day and need a few minutes to decompress before hearing all about theirs. They know that my brain cannot always flip from doctor mode to mom mode instantly. I didn't used to share that that was a challenge for me, but I've found that when I talk about it, it's so much easier. We have even spoken about overstimulation, that I can love being with them and still sometimes need a quieter kind of togetherness. Sometimes that being present means sitting on the couch together without talking for a few minutes until my nervous system is able to catch up. The small conversations that we have about this have helped them see that it is not about wanting distance from them. It is about wanting to show up fully when I do engage with them so I can engage with them in a more meaningful way. In addition to the boundaries, sometimes the structure really helps reduce the stress. And I know that structure isn't for everyone, but structure is definitely for me. During the school year, there is a huge gift that comes with that structure, and that's less decision fatigue. Breakfast is a little bit more predictable. Lunch is either packed or chosen at school. Dinner happens between work and dance, which means less overthinking on the day to day and more actual connecting. We actually plan out those meals over the weekend in advance. And then the weekends themselves, well, they feel more precious. Instead of squeezing in quality time at random, we can actually focus on it when we're all off. We can plan things to do together. We can plan the dinners that we're going to have together. It allows us to have good quality if it's not quantity time. And there really is some neuroscience behind this. Here is what is happening in our brains. After a full day of clinical work, our executive functioning is running on fumes. That's the part of the brain that's responsible for all of the decision making, the problem solving, and the emotional regulation. We have been using it all day long. So when we get home and face another 20 or 30 Small, seemingly insignificant decisions. What's for dinner? Can we do a play date? Where's my dance outfit? It trains us so much faster because it all keeps adding up and you were already fatigued to start with. That is why the structure feels so relieving. It takes dozens of those tiny decisions off of the table, and it saves our energy for the things that really matter, that quality time that we all want. So, although I really value structure, you also have to make space for the unpredictable. And this is the caveat: structure cannot be so rigid that there's no room for life. I tell my residents all of the time that one of the hardest parts of residency is that life keeps happening. In medicine, we expect the unexpected, and home is no different. The best routines are the ones that leave room for the yes moments, like saying yes to a spontaneous ice cream run after dinner, or dropping the plan when someone just needs extra comfort. Some of the best, most joyful moments happen when we step outside of that schedule on purpose. A good structure does not block those moments from happening. It creates enough stability that we can flex into them without it feeling constantly chaotic. So, I want to give you some actual tools. I'm going to give you 3 small ways to protect your home energy. So, if you want to bring a little more calm into your home life, here are the 3 small practices that have actually made a big difference for me. The first is to have a transition ritual. On the way home, give yourself a mental buffer. Drive in silence, listen to music, or change clothes right when you get home. For me, sometimes it's a few minutes in the car before I walk in the door where I can collect myself and reset, or listen to that favorite song. The second is to set a first 15 minutes or a first 5 minutes boundary. Tell your family that you need a few minutes before taking on requests. This isn't distance, it is setting yourself up to be more present. Sometimes for me, this is dropping my bags and walking upstairs and changing into my pajamas, and then I can come down and be ready. And then the third is to pre decide low stakes things. It might be make a simply weekly meal rotation, have a set laundry day, and put things like school supply restocking on the calendar. This helps reduce the last minute stress. So, what's the bottom line? Well, the same strategies that we use at work: boundaries, routine, and clear communication, are just as powerful at home. These strategies can be used everywhere. When your home feels calmer, work often feels easier. And when your routines leave space for connection, rest, and play, both worlds, home and work life, become more joyful. And if you are ready to take this a step further and learn how to set healthier boundaries, both at work and at home, then I would love for you to join me in my free 7-day boundary challenge. You will get simple, practical steps each day that you can do to protect your energy without guilt so that you can be present for the people and work that matter most. You'll get both an email prompt and a video prompt. The link is here in the description, and I hope that you will join me there. If this video was meaningful for you, then I hope that you will like it and share it with someone else who might enjoy it. And I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel to be notified every time there's a new video. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you and hope that I can help you conquer your chaos and get to